Everyone, happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome to Arcades Anonymous, Arcade Nerds United. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'd like to welcome our guest, GIJoel. Hey, buddy, what is going on? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be
here. And,
of
course, my co-host, Chaotic, and Matt. Gentlemen, it is fantastic to see you again. We've got 15 people in the show watching us, so thank y'all for coming in. Before we get started, how was y'all's week?
It's just getting started, ain't it?
Just getting started, but the weekend was long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The weekend was brutal.
Are you gonna share?
Who, me?
Yeah,
you. Well, being a cook at a restaurant, like we just had prom weekend.
Gotta love prom weekend.
Yeah, so like huge amount of store sales and cooking and stuff. It's been rough, man. No breaks.
Oh man, when's your next day off, dude?
Yesterday.
Okay, well at least you got a little.
That's my only day off.
Matt, tell me about your weekend, buddy.
It was all over the place, but in a good way.
Good way.
Yeah, so Friday night, our D&D group, we went to go finally see D&D together as a whole. It was good. And so then Saturday, my wife and I went to an Overland convention in Springfield, Missouri. So it was the More Expo. We went there. And so we go there every year. Just fantastic. Then Sunday, we had a birthday party here. And then we had people in the arcade and people in the living room playing Rock Band. It was just... It went by so fast, but it was a great
weekend. You have the Rock Band set up, okay?
Oh yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh yes, Rock Band.
We need to see that at some time. You need to post some pictures of that.
That's easy.
Yeah.
And last but surely not least, Joel, how was your week, buddy?
Had a pretty good weekend. Like I mentioned to you guys backstage, hurt my back a little bit. Picking up one of my little boys over the weekend, so kind of threw that out and. So that slowed me down a bit, but as you see on the Discord, I was able to get some projects done. A couple
fantastic. Yeah, I see one of them in the background right now.
Yeah.
Up
here, yeah.
It's so hard, yeah. All right, so Todd, what about yourself?
I had a great weekend. I do rep work on the weekends, so I'm usually out there talking to people and interacting with people, and that's usually why you guys will usually see me like instantly like something or whatnot in Discord, because I'm usually sitting there in between customers just checking out my phone. So yeah, it was a great weekend. Definitely had a great weekend. So, well, guys, let's get this show started. I want to give the stage here to GIJoel. And, well, actually, first, before we get into that, let's welcome a few people that are in the chat. So we have Papa Brad. Thank you for coming in, buddy. Let's see. We've got Brooklyn Menaces here. Ralphie. Andy's Game Room. Goofyfoot is in the house. The Bad Guy is in the house. See here. Toxin's here. Great to see you, buddy. Jesse, glad to see that you're here as well. Phil. And, of course, Dan. Dan is in the house. Hey, buddy. Glad to see you here, man. Glad to see you here. We appreciate y'all coming and watching us talk about things that we love to talk about. So really appreciate that. As just a blessing just to have you guys in the chat, just commenting and letting us know that we're here. So GIJoel, we see you in Discord all the time, buddy. You've been part of the Discord for a couple of weeks now. And, man, you just every time you have something to comment or whatnot, dude, you're just all over. So I appreciate you coming on the show, and really honestly just want to learn more about you, man.
Sure.
Tell me about yourself. Tell me about what you got going on.
Yeah, so my name's Joel. GIJoel has kind of been my screen name handle that I've been using and going with. Doesn't have a whole lot of background history. I didn't serve in the military, so that was one of my few hesitants on using it, because I have the utmost respect for those that have served and don't want people to confuse that. But I enjoy, I grew up, playing with G.I. Joes and loving those things. Kind of was a nickname I got given in college. I think my group of guys I was hanging out with. I like being outdoors and hunting and fishing and stuff like that. So they just kind of started calling me GI Joel, and being a designer and stuff. I thought it was fun to alter the GI Joe logo to kind of make it my own, and it kind of stuck with me for my YouTube and stuff like that. So
awesome.
That's where GI Joel comes from. I'm a industrial designer by background. I've been doing design work for about 15 years now, all kinds of different areas, aspects. Over the last 15 years, been building up a collection of tools. I love tools and collecting tools just as much as probably arcades and video games, collecting those. So I have a very bad um, addiction to, I have a hard time telling myself no, and I'm not very good financially or, making financial decisions. So it's very, very poor mixture of arcades and tools and stuff. So I've spent the last 15 years building up a cool shop. I like building and making things, designing things. I got some CNC machines that I've built, a plasma cutter, laser cutter, things like that. So kind of stumbled. I've never considered myself a gamer, but I've grown up, with games, and Nintendo NES was my first console. My dad, his best friend worked, he was a manager at a pawn shop. So he always had piles of NES games. And so anytime we'd go in there to visit, he'd bring out this stack and set them down and let me go through them. And I got to always pick out one and take it home with me. So I had a huge collection of NES, growing up. And, but I was big into outdoors and sports and things like that. And one of the big things when I was in high school, I saw those Pac-Man tables and stuff like that, and the arcade tables, and I always thought it'd be cool to build my own. So I started accumulating the stuff to build it, and never actually got around to doing that, building that one. But last summer I built my first multicade, and it's been stuck ever since. It's a mixture of everything I like. I like building and designing and machining stuff on this. So I've been building some cabinets and CAD and things and cutting them out on the CNC, and just finding different cool ways of building things. I built the big buck hunter here.
Yeah, we've all seen that, and that is just a work of art, dude. That is just an absolute work of art.
And then we got so I'm working on, I built a riser for the NBA jams. I've been doing a lot of these risers, and so I filmed the building of that. So working on trying to put a video together for you guys. And then as you saw, I have the GI Joel lighted sign. Been playing around with lit signs and stuff. I did the marquee for the big buck hunter, and so done a lot of signs and stuff for friends and family in the past, and just starting to get into, making lights, and just love tinkering and building stuff. I think I almost like building the arcades and stuff more than I like playing with them. But I got a 4-year-old son that is loving playing with them with me. So that's just been a blast, sitting at night, playing on them and introducing him to some of the old games that, I grew up with, and watching him get a kick out of them and just spending time with him. He constantly tells me every day, he's like, "Dad, you're my best friend."
So that's awesome.
Just
You're raising him right. You're raising him right. Oh man. Well, we've seen a lot of your great projects and stuff like that, man. It's great to have you part of the Discord, and obviously awesome to have you here. We'd love to hear your thoughts on tons of things. So how big is your shop? How actually, like, dimension-wise is it?
So my shop is relatively small, actually. It's probably 15 by 15. That's kind of the heated, area of the shop where I do a lot of building of stuff, and where the CNC and laser engraver and stuff like that is. But then I have a 3-star all garage. So almost, so the room I'm in, this is my game room. It's off the back of the garage. We got this connected attached garage. So this goes all the way to the back, and the back wall behind me, this comic book wallpapered wall. My shop's right back behind there. So I got the shop behind there, and then this is all the 3-stall garage. And so the third stall is kind of dedicated as more workspace. I got table saw out there, welders and plasma cutter and paint booth, powder coating, all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
So.
But you did say backstage you're in the middle of nowhere, so I guess you have to have all of that just to do what you want to do. So that's pretty awesome, dude. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Actually, you can go back to Phil's comment. Like, not to be silly, you could probably be very profitable right now if you could actually reproduce risers at a costly rate for you, because nobody can find risers for Gen 1 cabinets at all.
Yeah, you definitely could make some side money if you really wanted to. I know that takes away from a few things, but I'm sure a lot of people would love to have your work for sure from what we've just seen in the Discord alone.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been finding it fun and enjoyable. Like I said, if I could find a way to make a living off of it, that'd be great. But it's kind of side hobby stuff. But it keeps me busy, and if it ever grows into something, then that'd be awesome. But I'm not pushing it, so
I completely understand that. So how many arcade 1-ups or cabinets do you really have?
So I don't have any full size. I have 3 countercades, and so that's the countercades is what got me kind of into it. I started collecting the stuff to build the multi-cade first.
Yeah.
And I was collecting that, and it was stocking up for the last couple of years. And it was about a year and a half ago, I got the TMNT countercade. I'm a huge Turtles fan. I'm a huge comic book fan. So the game room started off as comics, Marvel in particular, Iron Man and Ninja Turtles are kind of the showcase of it all. So when I saw they made like the little countercade for Turtles, I picked that up. And then the Marvels, I stumbled across that, and I was like, well, that just is going to fit as a nice showpiece in the comic book, game room. So we got to have those. So I ended up with those 2, but wasn't sure where to put them. And I was like, well, hunching over these things, playing them with my boy isn't all that fun. So I built the risers for them and laser cut. Been laser cutting some little
look at that. That is awesome.
On the front of them.
So. Oh man. And those are for your countercade risers.
Yep.
That is
they actually
awesome,
kind of came first, and then built the multi-cade last end of summer, fall. Moved that in here. It's got a Raspberry Pi in it and a Switch, Nintendo Switch. So I just hooked a Wii up to it too. So I'm kind of making it a huge versatile thing. Then the bug really set in, and what did I get? I got the pinball machine, which I discovered a newfound love of pinball. Didn't realize I love pinball so much. It's so relaxing and just great to go in between meetings at work, when I catch a break just to clear my head, come out here and play a couple games of pinball.
Yeah. So, and you have the 3 mod on that one, right? Where you have all 3.
So I have the Star Wars the Star Wars table, and then I did the pinner mod with the 3 tables, and then the Zen and all the others too. So awesome. I did that. Picked up the iArcade because I struggled to pull the trigger on it because everything I kept finding I wanted to play, I could download on the Switch, and I had the Switch hooked up to the multi-cade, but I love the look of the Gen 1 cab on the iArcades, and I love the potential that it has and everything. So I wanted to support those guys, and so I picked that up. Then I also ended up building and at games I have a mini. So I have a mini puck, and I built a riser stand for it with the 1-player mini control. And then I ended up getting one of the the bit pixels to put over top of it. That was one of the main reasons I wanted it, was just for the bit pixel to shuffle through all that in the arcade. But my boy loves playing Fix It Felix all the time on that one. So.
That is a fun game. I don't know about my co-host here, but I love playing that game.
Yeah.
Fix It Felix is great.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So then I have the Pac-Man on the door. So just a
He's
little bit of everything.
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
So I think you guys saw so I'm working on building a off-road racer cab now, kind of a mixture between a 3/4 and a countercade type scale. I got the
Yeah.
Glen retro show spinners and wheels for it.
Wow.
Gonna do a little 3-up and got I don't know, a 17-inch monitor that I'm gonna put in it and just kind of do a little mini one.
That's gonna be awesome. Whenever you get those videos
Wow.
up, my friend, just put them up, because I think all of the ones here in the community would love to share that with the community, because it's just really a fascinating idea, really, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think I like building them just a little bit more than I like playing them. So it's just fun tinkering, and so
Yeah,
I've always played around, thought about the idea of getting into the YouTube game a little bit just to share with others, because I've gotten so much from YouTube. I'm a professional YouTube watcher and almost a professional YouTube commenter, trash talker in the comments.
Well, I know this for a fact. You have thrown out some good. I mean, I just sit there and laugh in the middle of PetSmart while I'm doing rep work. So you've thrown some good jokes out there for sure.
So yeah, been thinking it would be nice to be able to, don't really like showing off or anything, but it's nice to be able to show people the way that I decided to do stuff and figured out ways to do things, and because they're sharing the ways that they've been building stuff.
Yeah,
and, to give back and forth.
This community alone is just such a well of inspiration. I mean, there's been tons of things. I have a couple of countercades myself. I've got a video that I want to put up soon, hopefully, showing off my small countercade collection. But I've seen those risers. People have made risers before, but yours are just fantastic. And I just can't imagine, getting inspiration about what I could do something like that, for my room. So
yeah,
great work. I mean, really, honestly.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that inspired me to want to record it, because I started to realize, because I started looking into, I saw people making the risers, and I was like looking into buying them, and they were kind of, the tough part is that shipping on that wood and everything, and how big and bulky that stuff is.
Yeah.
For these, I got like $50 into them, I think, and it's just, it's really, screw together type thing. And then it's just how fancy do you want to make it? Do you want to put a coin door, look on the sides, or put some graphics on the sides, or
no doubt.
Yeah,
it's true. And you say, like, you're bragging. It's not. That's the whole notion. If you see a need, you feel a need, right? It's like, well, if there's a better way to, a better mousetrap or better whatever, and you're blessed to actually have that, intellectually wise, you might as well share it, right? So it's not bragging.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I kind of feel that way a little bit. What good is it being here and out in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, where nobody else can, benefit from, the benefits of having being able to make a cheap riser or something for their countercades or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, dude, that is just solid stuff, man. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything you want to, share with our watchers out there right now?
Yeah, no, like I said, I maybe try to get into doing some videos. So look for some of those coming up. I might try to do a game room tour, maybe a shop tour, and maybe get some ideas from the group and the Discord on directions on where to go with some of the videos and what they want to see built, and but I just did a run to Lowe's the other day, and they had some 1/2-inch MDF, which they usually always have like the 3/4 MDF.
Mm-hmm.
First time I saw them have 1/2-inch MDF, so I picked up a few sheets of that, and it's like, these are going to make some cool, kind of want to make some countercades or something, some of my own. I picked up, one of those Mega Man plug and play sticks.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about doing just making my own little Mega Man countercade.
Yeah, they never really did much with that license, did they? They just did the actual plug and play. Wasn't there a few arcade games?
The big buck is actually, it's not Sinden or anything. That's one of those Jack Pacific plug and play big buck hunter kits that I just have hooked up to that. So
threw in there with the monitor. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that technology doesn't get enough love. I have a jack specific. I did a video on it based on the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, it's it's basically an accelerometer like they have in a phone. Like iArcade or ad games, they could reintroduce that at a very minimal cost and crush it, and they don't.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I've been to a couple of secondhand stores. You usually see a lot of those there, and they're not like
you can pick them up cheap. Yeah,
and
$10 or something.
Yeah,
I think even the Mega Man one I picked up like $10, brand new in the box off of eBay, shipped to me because guy was almost paying me a good price.
So. But yeah, there's so many licenses they haven't used, and it's a shame because the Mega Man alone, I think they could do something with if they really wanted to. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah. Oh, we got lots of Pac-Man.
Yeah, they're milking the Pac-Man. They're gonna milk the Pac-Man. Oh man! All right. Well, Chaotic, you're up, buddy. What do you want to talk about?
But first of all, Joel, you are an inspiration. I've built 2 cabinets myself. I've built a 4-player, full-size arcade cabinet for a guy that I met at my work. It was a customer. He bought one from me. Paid almost $2,000 for it. But it had like 32. It had a 32-inch TV, 4-player controls, pinball buttons on the side. I built him a launch box set. And I put like 8,000 games on it for him. The only thing I didn't do was put Sin and light guns on it because at the time they were sold out, and they were like going for about $100 each or whatever. But they were sold out. The other cabinet I built was a bar top for my daughter. She
saw the pictures.
And we just put a Raspberry Pi in it.
Yeah.
But man, you're an inspiration, man. I really want to get to know you more and see the things that you do because I want to be able to learn from you and get better into craft because I'm like you, man. Like building these things are a heck of a lot more fun sometimes than playing them, right? Especially tinkering. My Raspberry Pi 4 build I have built out of my NBA Jam. That's more fun to tinker with and play with because I put Wii guns on them. I use the Dolphin bar and I got the Wii remote.
Yeah,
as guns. I put cup holders on the side of it.
Yeah, I found out real quick you need to have cup holders. Yeah, that was the second thing I modded on my own build was I got to build some cup holders.
Yeah, so now I want to take that Raspberry Pi out and put a PC in it so I can play like Techno Parent games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just seeing what you do and hearing about what you do, it's just like, why did I stop? Why did I slow down on doing those kind of things? Like you inspire me to actually want to go back to doing it, go hardcore at it, and see what I can actually accomplish.
Yeah, we'll have to fill up that build and mod section in the Discord.
Absolutely.
Like crazy here. So
yeah. But like I didn't really have a topic tonight. I really wanted to hear you speak first. That way I can find out what kind of doors you can unlock in my head. You know.
Sky's the limit, Chaotic. Sky's the limit.
The sky really is the limit, man. And the talent that you are like displaying on our Discord, like, I mean, you would never not have a way to make money.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt.
I mean,
I haven't figured it. I haven't cracked that nut yet. But
no. But if you ever wanted to, the sky's the limit. You can actually do that.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I mean, it's incredible, man. I would love to.
I hope
be mentored by you.
I hope it comes off more as just a pure desire to share rather than it's definitely not bragging or showing off at all. Definitely just
I don't think anybody
sharing this stuff that I'm making.
Yeah,
glad that people are finding it interesting.
Yeah, sharing knowledge, you're teaching, and you're inspiring others. That's all that really matters, man. So it's not about bragging. You have to start somewhere. You have to have some of this stuff to be able to teach it, right? So look at it that way, man. Don't ever think of it as like bragging because Nah, man. Like, you got a gift, obviously.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Want to highlight this comment from Chester Tester. Cup holders. Oh, heck no. I don't allow anyone in the game room with drinks. I wait until the lips start on cracking dehydration. Just kidding. Yeah.
See, I almost want him to spill something because then it means it's broken. I got to go take it and fix it, right?
Gotta fix it, man.
Improve it. More power.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like in school, based on like Cisco stuff, like no liquids in the lab. You always heard that over and over again. No liquids in the lab.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just. Go ahead.
I was just when I was putting the NBA jams on the riser this weekend. I was putting it on. I set it on there. I realized I had to scrub and wash off the baby drool off of the the deck from my
From
two
the young
boys
one.
got after it. Yeah, and they
Yeah.
were playing and climbing over it. And when I first got it, and the oldest, the 4-year-old, he's like, "Dad, Wes is drooling all over the game."
So Stupid Fat Hobbit said, if Operation Wolf came out first, makes me wonder if Arcade 1 pulled Time Crisis as a result to make some upgrades to make it better. You guys want to comment on this? I personally think there was a lot wrong with Time Crisis, and they just really did not want to go any further with it until it was more what they wanted to see. So any thoughts on this?
Well, it's like Dragon's Lair, right? When they first started off Dragon's Lair, you were going to have to put your phone in there to use it as a scoreboard, and we trashed that idea immediately, all over it. Did not want that, so they went back to the drawing board. Now I think they showed leaks of the cabinet, what the Time Crisis cabinet would look like, and they're like, we trashed on that too. So I just feel like there's more stuff that they're going to tinker with it. And also, if they do any kind of like linkability, I think they wanted to bring out Fast and Furious first, see how it works, and then be like, okay, yeah, we're definitely going to bring this out next.
So second comment on that is, do you think that it's all about moving units? So they know that if they sell those Fast and Furious, if they sell 2, 3, or 4 to the same customers, they're going to probably sell 2 or 3 or 4 to the Time Crisis people.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was just watching somebody over the weekend. I don't remember if it was 19K Fox or who it was that was talking about the linkability and just showing, how, it wasn't a unique thing for Time Crisis to have, 2 screens and 2 united machines kind of mesh together. So, and I don't think I think a lot of those leaks aren't accidental leaks. They're definitely strategic to get public opinion, and they definitely got some feedback on a lot of things, No
doubt. What do you think, Matt? You think that's what they're trying to really do?
My concern about like Time Crisis would be the pedal, because like you're gonna smash on that pedal over and over again to duck over and over again, like you think a pedal on a driving cab is going to break, but somebody's standing up and like smashing that pedal. Like I think that's the ultimate flaw of that given cabinet right now. And so I just think they're probably trying to make sure that nothing's just going to fall apart, over somebody. I don't know if they have a machine like other industries that just like does this over and over again. Like I don't know what they do, but I think they're just trying to polish it to make it good.
Yeah. And I mean, it was leaked so early, wasn't it? On the Randy Records leak, is that right? They were on. It was there first, I think, and then it just hasn't shown up.
Yeah, I think it wasn't in their Miami headquarters as well. Versus
that picture that leaked, but I think they had the actual listing that it was Time Crisis, and I think that was one of the ones that didn't come out, if I remember right.
Yeah,
right, with the infamous cooler.
The infamous cooler. What does the cooler mean? What does the cooler mean?
It means they were thirsty. That's what it means.
Oh, gentlemen. All right, Matt, what do you got this evening, buddy?
All right, I blame this given topic on Zim. We're playing Simpsons like we do most Sunday nights after we get back from the grocery store. And so then Zim was on there, and he just put a bug in my ear, and he's like, what happens if like somebody finds a way to like crack, the Simpsons cab or the Turtles cab, and then you can play online, with anybody based on a given platform. And I started researching Fightcade. And so Fightcade currently has like beat 'em ups. They have like over 8,000 games, like even like NES games, SNES games, and you can play them online together. The only downfall right now is they're only 2-player compatible. And so it just got me thinking, like, if they went to 4-player, would I keep my my Simpsons cab, right? As long as I could play with you guys, then why is that needed? So I was like, the whole conversation, if Fightcade with beat 'em ups could go 4-player, would you sell your cabs?
Obviously, I don't know much about Fightcade, and maybe you can share a little bit more information because, I think that if we could do something like that, I probably wouldn't keep the Simpsons cabinet because, I thought that I would play a lot of bowling because that was one of the things that I wanted. And I end up don't play very much bowling on it. It's usually playing with you guys.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see if we could come up with something like that where we wouldn't necessarily have to have the Simpsons cab.
Correct. Yeah, like the bowling on Simpsons is too easy. Like once you get the gist of it, like you can get 300 over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but yeah, like I said, the only reason I have a Simpsons cab is to play with you guys on Sunday. So if that's not needed and somehow I could play with you guys, and then also Fightcade can basically run, like there's a couple of people that post, like, I run Fightcade on like a 20-year-old laptop. It doesn't take that much to emulate Turtles or Simpsons or,
Mm-hmm.
arcade game of our given childhood. And so the investment would be minimal, very minimal. The technically Fightcade is free. And there's there's larger people, like P-Dubs did a video on one like a year ago where Nostalgia covered how to do it. B Kong showed how to do it. And then Console Fanboy's been plugging it for him in his Mortal Kombat videos. And so,
yeah.
So that was just my given topic. I was just curious, like, would people actually sell certain cabinets? I know some people, like, they want this nostalgia of, like, having, like, 15 to 20 cabinets. But my given room is 11 by 11. So, I'm space is always the kicker.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think we all, as in this hobby, go through that unfortunate thought quite regularly on a regular basis of that Sophie's choice. Which cab would I have to get rid of? What's my? You got your ones that you'd keep. If the house was burning, which one do I run in?
Which ones would you run? Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy.
What a great topic.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Write that in the notebook. Looks like Toxin said that he hardly uses his Simpsons. Phil, obviously, that's why he's keeping his Simpsons, just so he can play with us guys in Discord. So that's really cool. Ralphie wants that 6-player X-Men. So, yeah.
Yeah. A 6-player anything would be well, it has to be X-Men. There's no 6-player Turtles or,
Yeah.
Actually, there was the newest Turtles. You had Rachel and Casey Jones. They could play as well. Like you could manipulate that where 6 people could play at the same time. Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, no doubt. Looks like Thor says, I was ready to sell the Simpsons right away, but my wife won't let me. I need a group to join. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Let's see here. That's never going to happen in Earth Lounge. The light guns are worth more than half the price of the arcade one up. Yeah, it looks like he's talking about the guns on the other one.
Yeah.
Yep. Zins has Simpsons too, so we should come up with another 4 group for Simpsons on Sunday night.
I'd like to play with y'all.
Yeah, absolute. And definitely stream it on the Discord because that was great.
Yeah.
Zim says, I admit I'd like to get a PC with Fightcade for online play. Yeah. No doubt.
I blame him. It's all your fault, my friend.
All Zim's fault.
I've been working on a PC build, and I was telling you guys backstage, I just got a upgraded KVM switch. So I could only switch between 2 things for my control, my deck and my screen and everything. I just bought and it arrived today actually, 4-way switch. So I can add my add a PC into it. So I got a Pi in it right now and my Nintendo Switch. So that's been cool. Me and my boys, that was the first game we played on it was Shredder's Revenge. And so we had a blast playing that. But When you said you wanted to talk about, Fightcade, I hadn't heard much about it. So I started kind of looking into it and was surprised at, I thought it was just kind of for fighting, for, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat type stuff. And,
Yep.
So yeah, I'm definitely in on, I'll be having a Fightcade pretty quick here. So,
Yeah. All right, then
Yeah.
we can be the beta testers for
there we
Yeah.
go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
There
let's
you
do it.
go.
our group.
For sure.
Yeah.
For
And so
sure.
yeah. The blessing right now is that GPUs are slowly going down in price.
Mhm.
Like I got a new GPU for my pinball machine, and it was the Swift 105, and it was like, I think it's a 6 gig card. It was under, I think, like 100 or 120. Like finally,
Wow.
GPU prices are going down.
That's the one I want. That Swift 105.
Yep, it's a nice
Yeah.
card.
Perfect.
So yeah, and it runs Technopair exceptionally well, which is the main reason I got it for Mario Kart, and
Thank you.
then yeah. So, yeah.
Oh man, Matt, you
was-
need to start giving out your cell phone and be the tech guy for the Discord.
That's all good. That's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
Too much like work, right?
I think I was telling you guys on the Discord there, I was pleasantly surprised at how well Mario Kart runs on a fight stick, on a control deck.
Yep.
I didn't, I've been playing for months on the iArcade, the beach buggy with my boy, just the 4-year-old, because he likes cars and racing, and it's. But he runs into stuff. He's yet to finish a race in beach buggy and stuff. But I figured that was going to be one of the most simple, easiest ones for him to play on. But I think Brian and some of you guys got me thinking last week, and that I need to pull out the Mario Kart and try it out. I got it plugged in and was trying it out, and he hopped on there and he was just having a blast with that. We probably ran about 10 races before Mom was in here telling us it was bedtime, and he was crying and everything, but he was finishing races and he was just having a blast with it.
Yep.
And
Good.
I would have thought, you might really need the double sticks on a controller and stuff like that, but you don't. Just one stick and your buttons.
Yeah.
It's only like three buttons that you really need
Yes,
on there, and so
Yeah.
it ran real nice.
And the newest versions of Mario Kart, even the one that's on Technopair, if the little ones can't reach the pedals, it auto accelerates. It'll just turn on, and all they have to do is steer.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
that's
That's
awesome.
crazy.
So you can have a little like 2 or 3-year-old just going, they don't care that they're having a great time.
Huh.
Awesome. All right. Well, guys, so this evening, what I wanted to talk about was something that comes along with arcade in the home arcade community, and that's just collecting in general. And, when we get into actually collecting these arcades, we seem to always either have something else that we've always collected or whatnot. So I really wanted to know from you guys what things you collect. I think that a lot of us kind of stems from that. And for me, growing up in the 80s and 90s, my parents were, dare we say, cheap. They didn't want, to spend a lot of money on things. So a lot of the things that I collect now are things that I just didn't get to have when I was a kid. So now I have that exposable income or, extra income that I can spend on stuff. So love to know what what the panel here collects outside of arcades. So Matt, what do you collect outside of the arcades or stuff like that?
The only thing that, like, for the arcade, I really don't collect anything. Like, we do like decorations. We'll go to Hobby Lobby and look for something. But the only thing we technically collect, it sounds wonky, it goes back to our discussion off camera, is that in the headrest of the Jeep, we collect like patches of all the national parks. We put them on the headrest, and so wherever we go, it documents where we go, and then also people that we follow on YouTube for that given, so we collect patches. That's the only thing we really truly collect. So yeah, I'm boring, I guess.
No, you're not boring. No, patches and things like that, I get that, because that's something that you like do on the side, that's your like hobby or whatnot. So I think that's pretty cool that you have like patches from like all different places and whatnot?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Awesome.
so all of our national parks are places we go, or they're just, you look up and you see how blessed you are just based on looking up in the headrest of my Jeep. So yeah.
And as far as like games and consoles, most of your stuff is in your arcade room. Is that right?
Most of it, yeah. I mean, the Wii, and then we keep an Xbox 360 solely based on a Rock Band and Guitar Hero. If not, it would go away. But yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, Kayak, what do you collect outside of arcades?
Well, recently I got a Nintendo Switch, so I've been trying to collect physical copies of games that you can't get anywhere. So I'll go to limited run games.
Oh yeah,
and order stuff from there, or I'll find games that I've played on Xbox before, but they just recently came out on Switch. Made a physical copy. I'll grab it. So it's just, I don't know. I've been collecting physical copies of Switch games. To me, that's just a fun hobby like it used to be. You used to collect games, or some of y'all used to at least.
Yeah.
When I got my Xbox One, I just started buying digital and just I got like over 500 games digital in my library, but I don't have any physical games for my Xbox. So when I got the Switch, I was like, man, physical collecting is back fun again.
Yeah, I got the niche.
Yeah. So I started doing that, and again, I got cute little red boxes or whatever. So it's cool. I also collect new era hats, fitted hats.
Okay, yeah.
For like minor league baseball teams, or custom made. People from like Instagram make custom made logos on fitted hats with weird colors and stuff like that. So I've gotten into collecting those. I don't know. I really like hats. I'm a hat man. I'm not wearing one tonight, obviously, but
no, you're good, man. You go into my closet, I got tons of hats that I never wear. I always wear the Valvoline, and that's it.
Yeah.
So Brian, like, of all the games you're looking for, what's at the top of your food chain or list of that you're trying to get now?
Right now I'm trying to get Final Fantasy X on Switch, which is like $28. It's not expensive. I just hadn't pulled the trigger on it yet.
Okay.
I mean, nothing like super rare right now. I'm waiting on. I would like to have the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster of the first 6 games. You can get that from Square Enix website for like $80.
Wow.
So I thought about doing that, or I'll go through Play Asia and get it for like $5 cheaper. But right now, that's the one that's limited right now. I don't know how many of those they're going to make.
So 2 questions before I think Joel might have a question for you, but 2 questions that I have. How many hats do you actually have? Give or take. Rough number.
18.
Okay. And you probably have how many games? Just the ballpark.
Switch games, I got 24.
And that's the only console you collect for.
Right. Physical, yeah.
Physical, man. That's awesome.
I recently my boss gave me his PS2, so I might start collecting PS2 games again.
Yeah, that is a fun one to collect for. That is a fun one to collect for sure.
Yeah.
Joel, did you have a question? I don't mean to cut you off, buddy.
No, I didn't have anything. No.
All right, man. I know you mentioned a few things when you were talking about you. So tell me, what are some things that you collect?
Friends and family would probably say I collect a lot of junk. We definitely collect a lot of Amazon boxes too out in the garage, but those go out to the dump weekly.
You have all the different sizes. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. No, but collecting games. I got a small Wii collection, Wii U collection.
Yeah.
NES. I think that's the thing I've been into most recently and I found a lot of fun is collecting, kind of similar to Chaotic, collecting new NES games. I was completely surprised, blown away, and have found it just fascinating to see that there's still people that are making NES games and making physical NES games. And so I've been just enjoying collecting those, especially the really good ones, not just like these homebrewed
stuff you
ones
would
that
play.
are
Oh,
just
yeah.
Yeah.
like there's I don't know if you've played Owl's Awakening on the Switch or on any of the other. It's on a bunch of the others, but that was originally intended, but they ended up launching on all the other platforms first, and then went back and finished the 8-bit version, or the 8-bit version of it for the NES. And that one is just it's such a beautiful game, and it runs so nice. That and like Full Quiet is another one that is just a new modern NES game. So I've just love collecting these I guess they call them homebrew games, but I don't even think that term's fair for some of these guys, because they're pushing the limits of what the NES can do.
Yeah.
And some of them are just right on par with the stuff that was produced right there at the end of the NES's life cycle. And so I've just been finding that fun. Some of the bootleg
those are
stuff,
fun.
Like the Mortal Kombats and the Street Fighters and Sonic and stuff like that. Just stuff that's just kind of makes you kind of look and think twice a little bit on it.
Yeah.
So
Cringe a little.
yeah. Action figures, comics, those are other things that kind of
Yeah, you had mentioned comics when
yeah.
you were talking, and that was one of the things I gravitated to, was comics as well. Is like that, that's something that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And I recently got into it just to, kind of expand my horizons.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, you rarely got one. It was.
Yeah.
And yet again, I own it up to my mother being cheap, but
that's kind of where I'm at. That's one of the reasons I want to build this off-road cab. Like I didn't spend a whole lot of time in arcades because we had video games at home, and it was kind of the same thing. I don't think my parents were cheap. They're frugal and smart with their money, and something I wish I wish I was better at collecting money. I'm not good at that.
Yeah, definitely not one of my strong suits as well.
We'd go in and out of restaurants, and I'd want to play the arcade machines, and they wouldn't let me. And I remember being little and just sitting there on the steering wheels and stuff, while mom and dad were talking to their friends at the table and stuff, and going over and pretending like I was playing the video games, but I didn't have any money to play them. And that off-road was one of the ones that was regularly in a restaurant that we visited. And I remember every once in a while I get to play it, but a lot of the time I was just pretending like I was playing it.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's kind of a little bit of nostalgia there, and one reason why I want to build that arcade. But
it's true.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would be illiterate if it wasn't for comics as a child. Like it was like the only thing I would actually read. And so everybody always asks that question. Actually, one of my interviews like several years ago, somebody said DC or Marvel. If you had to choose, which one would you choose?
Oh, Marvel. Sorry.
I'm definitely more of a Marvel. Just all around, I like Marvel better, the Marvel universe. I do let a few DC things come into the Marvel comic room, and so Batman and Green Arrow type stuff. Those are two of I do accept that stuff. I do have a Batmobile little collection. The Eagle Moss cars, the die-cast cars. So I've been slowly collecting some of those, the Batmobiles. So that's kind of I guess another collection I forgot about.
Yeah.
But
what about you, Chaotic? Are you a DC man or a Marvel guy?
When it came to comic books, I was seriously obsessed with Dark Horse Comics. So that is owned by DC, so I guess I would consider me a DC guy. But my favorite comic books to collect from Dark Horse was Aliens, Predator, and Aliens vs. Predator.
Good stuff right there. Indeed. All right, Matt, did you say if you were a Marvel or DC guy? I may have missed it.
I would say I would lean Marvel, right? And so, like when I was a child, I would like draw Spider-Man and Gambit over and over again. So Gambit's my favorite character of all times.
There you go.
Iron Man's always been my favorite. Ever since I was always a kid, I loved robots and stuff. I got a droid action figure, shelf here of So I've always liked robots, and I was always fascinated about this whole idea of having a robot, almost hybrid suit that I could become a robot almost.
Yeah, so
and that was
like a mech.
yeah.
That was the Christmas gift, like early 90s, late 80s. I remember every year asking for a robot, and I never got a robot. Never got one. So thanks, Mom.
Does your mom watch this show?
She might.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, you'll need to start sending me packages now.
All right, so what about you, Todd? Did you answer Marvel
So-
versus DC?
Yeah, Marvel indeed. I think that for me, obviously, just like Joel, I loved Iron Man. Just the idea of being, not really somebody that had powers per se, but was very intelligent and build his own weapons. It just totally, and to think that an average guy can get in a suit and be super was awesome. And all the different, kind of like Batman was. He had all the different costumes in the action figure line. I mean, the Hall of Armor, having God knows how many suits, a pit full of suits, any kind of thing that he wanted to do, it just amazed me. And I think mid 90s, the Invincible Iron Man, the actual animated, love that show, even with the long hair and it was kind of corny stories, but I thought it was pretty cool.
One of my favorite comic book series was Batman versus Predator.
Yeah.
Super good. I wish they'd make that into a movie.
That wasn't a very long series, though, was it?
No, it wasn't. I mean, how could it be? But it would make a great movie, I think.
They did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Predator.
That was okay. I was about to say Teenage Mutant Turtles versus Batman. That was a good movie.
Oh, they have the movie and some comics.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I don't know if you've seen that. That was the inspiration for my artwork for my multicade that I'm going to put on as one of the black and white sketches of Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics.
Nice.
I kind of started off with that, and I've built up this whole universe of comic book figures from all different areas. I got what's the Dynamite from Hanna-Barbera and stuff on there, but it's just basically like all these superheroes are coming facing the same direction, and it's kind of like the craps hit the fan, and you don't want to know what the bad thing is that's off screen that you can't see, but every superhero is kind of in there in this action pose. So that's what I'm going to skin the multicade in to kind of finish off the comic book game room here. So
nice.
That's cool. I really appreciate you guys sharing, because you learn a lot about people when they have a passion, and I feel like I know you guys a little bit better knowing what you guys collect. As for me, I collect video games and consoles, just like everybody. I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people out there do. And what I've ran into is that I'm a little over excessive. When you buy that one console that you like, then you have to have the 5 variations of that one console. And it's like, you don't have the space, you don't have the money, you don't have the time, but you want to have 5 different consoles of the exact same thing, but all different colors and all different shades. And it's like, where do you have to draw the line on that? But, I collect consoles, and I collect those video games as well. As I mentioned, I've done a little bit of comics recently. And I have gotten into a lot of weird things to collect too. Like for some reason, and I think I've mentioned this to you guys, maybe either backstage or whatnot, I love lava lamps. I don't know why. I remember my mom distinctly coming to me and saying, "Sorry, son, you can't have a lava lamp." And now that I am 38 years old, I've got 35 lava lamps. And my power bill is going up because I've got all these dang lava lamps all over the place. So,
20-watt bulbs,
Mom.
man.
Yeah, there you go. buying the packs to replace them. But anyway, but those are the things that I kind of collect, and just like everybody else in this community, we all have things that really interest us. So it was good just getting to hear what you guys and some of the people in the chat what they collected as well. So thank you all for sharing. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So we had a busy week last week. We had Fast and Furious come out. I know everybody has talked about Fast and Furious, so I'm not going to beat that
Wait,
dead
what-
horse by
what
any
came out?
means. Fast and Furious, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who put that out?
So I want to go around the horn here real quick and see what you think real quick. Just give me a little spill and if you're getting the cab or not. Joel, are you getting Fast and Furious?
I'm not. I don't have any current plans to get it right now. Out of all the racing cabs, it probably would be the one that I would get. Because I mean, I don't have any nostalgia for any of the other cabs, the Outrun or the Ridge Racer myself. And I'm building. I got the multicade that I got the steering wheel for, and I'm building the off road. But my wife and I are big fans of the Fast and the Furious. As cheesy as it is, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with movies being crazy and fun. Why can't we have a little bit of fun and
Right.
cars?
Who's going to be the
States
first
around,
company to get the actual Vin Diesel and I forget the other guy's name. I
Paul
apologize.
Walker.
Paul Walker stickers to stick on their cabs. Who's
Yeah,
going to be
there
the
you
first
go.
ones to do that?
Sabo would be my guess.
Sabo.
Yeah.
Matt, I think I know the answer, but are you interested in the Fast and Furious? No, not at all. You have your build.
Yeah, so I would be more tempted to get another Ridge Racer and have them side by side, and then have two people racing that way with that given mod. But no, not just the smiles per minute on that modded cabinet is insane. And so it went from like I wanted to sell it, I despise the cabinet, to everybody wants to play it. So yeah, I'm stoked.
All right, Chaotic. Tell me what you're doing, man.
If I won the lottery, I'd buy two.
Good man.
As for being as broke as I am, going on sale.
Yeah.
$3.99. I'd pull a trigger.
I'm saying $2.99. If I ever saw them at $2.99, I'd probably pick one up too. And
I got to agree with
definitely
Joel.
look good in the game room.
If they came out with $2.99 for Fast and Furious, and I know it's going to be 6 months, a year, or maybe 18 months or whatever, if they came out with $2.99 for that cab, I would be all over it.
$3.99, I'll buy one. $2.99, I might buy two.
Yeah,
there you go.
Sounds good. And of course, last week iArcade came out with Operation Wolf. So I know I currently don't have an iArcade. Definitely something on my list, but and I know obviously Joel's got the Generation 1 there. What do you think about Operation Wolf? Joel?
I didn't grow up playing it, so it wasn't like a huge on my bucket list of things that I needed to have. But I saw that there's a lot of excitement in the community for people, so I was happy to see them finally release it for those guys.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
I think you could technically play with your joystick, but I don't know
you
if that
can.
would
I
be...
saw B Kong and Mrs. Kong were playing it the other day with the joystick, and they said it actually was running pretty good, and they were having a good time with it. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Maybe if it
not
was
I like the iArcade for its potential for modern retro type games. So like the Wizard of Walls, some of the Galaxy Champion TV. I think those are kind of the direction that I want. Some really nice graphics. I don't want something that looks like it can be run off of a calculator, and I think that's why I got it for my game room, was to run, just some stuff that's been optimized to run with a stick and buttons, and that just really looks really good and sounds good.
Well, maybe if the game is like $3 or something, maybe you would venture. I mean, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not pulling the trigger at the $14. It just doesn't interest me there, but I'm not in the boat of iArcade as a lot of people, were feeling that they haven't released anything good in a year or so. I think there's been a lot of great releases that they've had. Some weeks they're stuff not for me, but they're definitely for others. So
cool. What about you, Matt?
And
Yet
so,
again, you have your mods. So do you really want Operation Wolf? I
well,
know you were playing it.
yeah, I have a Gen 1 cab, right? And then based on the video I released today, like it's with the Battlesphere light gun build by Retro Lizard, like there's no reason, right?
Yeah.
And it's a fun game. Like I have no nostalgia for it, but it plays nice. And so I'm like more of a House of the Dead guy, or like Area 51, or Lethal Enforcers, like Phil was saying, right? And so like
It's on the Legends too, isn't it? The At Games Legends, isn't it? Operation Wolf on there, or no?
I don't know about that.
No.
It's a Tato game, right? Actually, well, there's an Operation Wolf pinball for the campaign tables where
Is that
basically yes, sir. So where basically troopers keep coming down and down and down, and they just basically multiply. You start with 5 and 10, etc. So when they're releasing those campaign tables over and over again.
Yeah.
So no, I'm stoked with the setup I have now, and so but I mean if I was a gambling man, I mean I only have $100 invested in my arcade. Like maybe I could like take it apart and figure out a way to like solder on a USB and see if it would work.
Yeah.
But then to quote my wife, what if it goes wrong, right? So she's always the voice of wisdom in my ear.
How about you, Chaotic? Are you interested in that? I think you were looking for an iArcade at one point. I don't know or you maybe just in passing. I don't know.
I mean, if I found an iArcade cheap enough for me to want to pull the trigger, I would. But I've played Operation Wolf on my Wiimote Dolphin bar set up on my Retro Pi. It's fun. I don't know what else to say other than it's cool and everything. It's not really my type. Not really my type of game.
Well, maybe this opens the door for them to get more shooting games, and then maybe some of the hard to find titles will be something they can maybe get. I don't know. Just have to wait and see how they really roll with it. So
yeah, and they got that monkey off their back. Like people would beat them up, like release it. And so there are so many obscure light gun games they can pick up and then duplicate that iArcade ad games or arcade one will never touch. And so like there's enough light gun games for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we are over an hour, and real quick before we wrap this thing up, does anybody have any videos coming out this week or anything they want to highlight?
Tomorrow, watch tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
I
so
stole
tomorrow.
your tomorrow.
Arcade Anonymous at 9:00 Eastern.
That's the one to
they're
watch.
doing their big giveaway celebration. That's going to be, tons of items going out to a lot of the fans and whatnot. So, really looking forward to that celebration as well.
Maybe I can win the IR Arcade.
There you go.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to fight me for it. So.
Well, of course.
So anybody putting out any videos this week or anything? I just wanted to give you an opportunity to let the people know that it's coming out.
Besides that, I'm still tinkering with the upgraded to the driving cab to a 19. Yeah. So that takes time. The whole being on call is like
definitely, no doubt. Well, guys, I hope every one of y'all. I'm sorry.
I got a couple things that I've recorded that I got on raw film that I'm working on putting together. So just be watching on Discord or something for when I do eventually post. But no exact date or plans whenever I can fit it in. But I guess just a plug and reminder about the pinball challenge. We've been having a big. This has been probably our best week so far. Back and forth with some score chasing and stuff. So it's starting to heat up and become a real fun thing. So
I can't compete at all.
I tapped out early.
I don't know if I can beat any of those either, but
I can't compete with these guys.
I was glad to see some new names getting involved.
Absolutely.
There definitely was a lot more back and forth. So, and that was definitely what it was intended for, was just get some action going during the week with tables and be sharing scores. So it's cool to see it coming alive. So
absolutely.
And I might do a video on my Raspberry Pi build that I did out of the NBA Jam, just to show how easy it really is to do something like that. And
and
eventually,
like that.
Yeah, and then eventually I'll put a PC into it instead, because Raspberry Pis are so expensive anyway to get
They are.
now.
Yeah.
And it's actually cheaper to get like a little mini PC to put it in and
Yeah.
have so much more power and so much more stuff to do with anyway. But it's really easy to mod an old arcade 1-up that you're not using anymore. Like my PCB broke in my NBA Jam second day that I got it. I did the arcade 1-up warranty exchange and everything like that, but after that I was like, I have no business. Let's mod this thing.
Yeah, there you go.
So so I ended up doing that, and I could just really show how easy it is.
Yeah.
It's really
I'd
not
love to
hard.
see that. Because
Yeah.
I'm more into the physical, type stuff. I'm still trying to. I could learn so much from you and especially from Matt. It sounds like being a tech guy that he is. I'm still learning about. I've gotten over my fear of soldering, and I'm kind of a little bit more comfortable with the idea of soldering now. But it took a while to get there. So learning about electronics and what can plug into what and what you need, adapters and all that stuff.
Yeah. So you're more the physical builder, tinkerer.
Yeah.
Matt, you're jack of all trades, really. Think about it.
Master of none. Yeah.
Yeah. I like to tinker with like software and try to figure out why is this bug keep popping up, or why does this error message keep popping up. I like to figure that out, and I like wiring. So
yeah.
And I'm the guy that wants to get you guys to do this so I can just plug it together and be done with it.
Right?
We can send it to you when we're finished.
I'm honest here. I just want to plug and play. Well, guys, thank y'all for joining. Joel, thank you for being our first guest on the show. I really, really appreciate you coming on, man. It was a blast to have you on. And I appreciate my co-hosts very well, Matt and Chaotic. Thank y'all so much for being part of it with me here. And everybody in the chat, thank y'all for taking the time to watch us 3-4 knuckleheads talk for an hour. We really do appreciate you. And as always, y'all have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Y'all have a great day.
See y'all.